The Queen of Granada, by M. Riff. Chapter 39, The Stroke. With a distant look in her eyes, she gazed ahead and continued in a somber tone, "I didn't truly understand its meaning until that morning when we found my father in bed, confused. He used to snore loudly, so my parents slept in separate rooms. My mother didn't know what had happened during the night. Initially, we thought he had drunk an entire bottle of whiskey and was just drunk. But when we saw his lopsided face and his mouth drooping, we knew it was serious. He tried to say something, but he only produced unintelligible sounds. We called an ambulance. As they moved him onto a stretcher, they discovered he couldn't move his right arm and leg." She looked at Rita and continued, "At first, the doctors suspected meningitis because he had some fever. But after some tests, they concluded it was a blood clot or possibly a brain tumor. They offered brain surgery to find out, but there was no guarantee he'd wake up. So, my mother decided against it. We brought him back to the Netherlands, but there, we received the same grim message from the doctors." After a moment of silence, she went on, "It completely changed our lives. Before my father fell ill, my parents ran a Dutch restaurant in Granada. But they couldn't anymore keep it going." Rita's growling stomach prompted her to ask, "Did you close the restaurant?" Tessa replied, "Not immediately. My mother tried to keep it open, hoping my father would recover and return to running it. It took several months for her to accept that he would never be able to do it." As if changing the subject, Tessa said, "It's strange. You'd think that Dutch people come to Spain to experience something new, but as soon as they arrive, they seek out a Dutch restaurant to eat familiar food and drink Dutch beer." Just then, Tessa spotted the Land Rover towing the VW bus with effort. She exclaimed, "Oh, look. Those are the same two cars we saw at the gas station, aren't they?" Rita glanced at the Volkswagen. It felt so strangely familiar, as if in a past life it had belonged to her. Without mentioning it, she replied, "Yes, they are." She added, "The bus slowed down, which allowed them to catch up. Now the bus driver might get annoyed because of them and start again overtaking cars like a maniac."